Tip number one, the speed at which we are drinking directly impacts how much of what we are drinking gets absorbed and how much gets flushed right out. If you are gulping or drinking too quickly, the water you are drinking typically gets flushed right through the body and you urinate more frequently. Whereas if you are taking slow and consistent sips of water, your body is better able to absorb the hydration and you're not as likely to urinate as frequently. Tip number two, ideally we want to start our day with a large glass of room temperature water with lemon. This is going to kickstart digestion for the day, getting things going, and just helping to hydrate the body overall after not drinking anything all night. Ideally, after that, we want to be drinking 2 to 3 liters of water a day. But again, just like I mentioned in tip one, we don't want to be chugging or gulping. We want to be taking slow and consistent sips of this water throughout the day for optimal hydration. Tip number three, diuretics such as coffee are going to flush out our systems even more and make us urinate more frequently. For every cup of coffee we're drinking, you want to counterbalance it with at least 2 glasses of water to help with dehydration. Tip number four, feeling that mid-afternoon slump, avoid reaching for another coffee and have a big glass of water instead. Dehydration is often the culprit for that mid-afternoon slump, and having caffeine after noon can really disrupt your sleep anyhow. Adding electrolytes to your afternoon water is also a great way to help combat that mid-afternoon slump. Now, when I say electrolytes, I am not referring to Gatorade or other sports drinks. I'm referring to natural electrolyte sources like coconut water, watermelon, or even just electrolyte salts. Tip number five, I've referred to electrolyte salts in the previous tip, and I just want to clarify that electrolyte salts are great, but too much sodium in the diet can have an opposite effect. Eating too much sodium puts pressure on the kidneys and can cause us to urinate more frequently. I would recommend taking inventory of the amount of sodium you're eating a day if you are a frequent urinator and seeing if there's somewhere that you can cut back. Electrolyte salts, on the other hand, they help regulate fluid balance in the body. So a little bit of those a day is okay as long as we're monitoring our table salt intake.